Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephanie Curley. I am the administrative assistant with Steamboat Commission Government Steamboat Chapter, but I am currently acting commission manager. I have been working with Steamboat Chapter for 15 years now. And like I said, I'm currently acting commission manager. Picked up projects and information that I want to bring to you guys today. But I also want to send out my thank you to NDOT for doing this chapter outreach. Like I said, I've been with the chapter for quite some time. In all honesty, we just get reports from NDOT. We get emails from NDOT. Some updates, but never a chapter outreach. So I want to thank you and your administration for doing this and getting it started. It gives the chapters hope that you guys are, collaborating and giving us updates. That's what we like to hear. Because sometimes we try to reach to these offices and we don't get a feedback. So thank you very much for doing this today. Appreciate it a lot. So with Steamboat Community, I know, I think it was Marjorie that stopped at our chapter on her way to Tuba City one day, and she asked us for an updated resolution. I know that I will be letting my officials know. They could not be here today. A lot of them do have their daily jobs, so just letting you know about that. But for Steamboat Community, our updated resolution for blading, I know she was asking us for 15 miles. We, in the past, have always done in 9051 and in 9052. That is a loop between what we call Bethel Church turnoff and kind of goes around the north side of the chapter and comes back on the other side of Steamboat Store. That route is a bus route. That route has a lot of families living on that route as well. And when it comes to community requests, they always request for that blading. So that's exactly about 15 miles. I know that's one route. But the one priority number one project in our community that we're looking at is the Steamboat Bridge that is on 9054. That is right across Steamboat Store. It's not that far off the main highway. I know we requested this. This is one of our bridges in our community, actually the main one that we're looking for repair. It's like everyone says, a military grade type bridge, but it's with a lot of erosion, a lot of rain. That's the one main bridge when coming into the canyon where the water flows through. And you have to cross that bridge in order to get to the south side of the Highway 264. A majority and a lot of our families lived across that bridge. And like I said, that's one of our main bridges in our community that needs repair. I know that we started this back in 2000, documents that I did look for was about 2016. At that time, Steamboat Community Bridge, we were told was on the T-tip listing back in 2013 to 2016. But now, almost 8 years later, we, like I said, updates on that. The last time we had gotten an update was from Mr. Bradley back in January of 2023. At that time, he put together maybe a 4 or 5 page pictures, maps, and cost estimate of that bridge. And that was over $3 million. I know that Steamboat Community Bridge is still on that listing, but I know that's one of our priorities. So in regards to that, and then another road that we're looking at is the Toye Road, 9031. That road needs maintenance. The local community members do try to maintain that road. A lot of potholes, of course, people talk about that. At one time, it was paved, but of course, rain and all of that it's starting to deteriorate. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4 that we have in our community. So.
Thank you, Ms. Curley. Panel?
Okay, on the first one, get together with Leanne and we'll schedule an update meeting at your chapter to provide you an update. She'll work with Mr. Bradley to get an update on the bridge thing. The other part we're working on is we're working on a website that's going to list all the projects. So all the T-tip projects, all the regional route projects, every project that DOT has. New Mexico has some funding that they get. All those projects will be on that website. So once once it's set up, what we'll do is we'll coordinate with all the chapters to let you know, so that when you do a search, and so let's say that for Steamboat, you hit Steamboat, you'll be able to see if there's a transit project, if there's a TT project, a non-federal highway project, or a road improvement project. All your projects will be on one website. So you'll be able to break it down by your individual chapters, by your county information, and also by the agency. So if you want to just look at all the Chinle agency ones, you'll be able to do that one. So what it'll do is it'll bring you up, but you're going to have to individually sign up for each individual project. So the way it's going to work is the financial data associated with that project will be updated on the 1st and the 15th. And then the project managers, both the internal DOT project managers and the consultants will be able to also post projects on there. So every time there's a post made, so expect one around the 2nd, 3rd, around the 16th, 17th. This is the current state of the funding that your project has and how it's being spent. What you'll be able to track is if something has moved from open funds to a commitment. The other thing that we're going to be trying to do is set up a copy of all of your contracts that are associated with your project on that website. So it's full disclosure. You know, we're working with federal dollars, so we need you to be able to access that information. So then you can take a look at the contract and say, oh, who is it? I want my last 4 miles in Hilteneya. Then they'll know that that 4 miles isn't included in there. So all of that we're trying to be. One thing that I learned with FRF was that we need to be transparent with the chapters. And so I'm taking that mentality and bringing it over to DOT so you'll be able to see. So when you know that it's there, then you can go back and say, does that make sense? So that's the one that we'll be working on, but I do think we owe you an update on it. So get together with Leanne, and then we'll get Mr. Bradley out there to provide you an update on it. Because there's all these different projects that are out there. I'm trying to understand all of the projects. I will never be like you guys where you're like in 91 or the 151. All I kept thinking was from the 80s and 90s, and you know what I'm talking about, those of you that know. But we have to have one central place where we can access information, and that's where we have to do a better job of communicating that with you for the chapters. So I'll go on ahead and give Ms. Roy a little bit of time, and I keep telling Mr. Peterman, I say, you are homecoming king now at Baca Pruitt, at Window Rock, and he's the most popular guy that we have on our crew, so I appreciate all of my team being here.
Okay, so with the Steamboat, again, just like Mr. Patero said, get with us on dates. We'll get Mr. Bradley to attend that meeting also to give updates on that. With the bridges that, and also the routes that need to be pushed for improvement, we'll, all chapters, try to get your resolutions for those improvement projects by June so we can get the ball rolling on that one. So with the resolutions for the bridges and the improvements, please get your resolutions in. Thank you. And then if you can provide 3 dates to Ms. Tolino over here, then we can get it scheduled. Okay. All right.
So Apache County gets funding, I think it's Arizona funding for school bus routes. That's how they're able to do blading and maintenance, road maintenance out here in the county. But then the kids grow up, right? The road's not a school bus no more. And then the more kids are born over here, and this becomes a school bus route. So they had to make a change this year based on that. So 9051 and 9052 are now taken over by the county. So they're going to be working on that one. Last year, NDOT road maintenance, we went up there and we tried to way up on top and try to get that leveled out. We had a fight with it, but we were able to do some work up there. But today, now the county is going to be responsible for the maintenance out there, which is a good thing because they have that limestone pit, you know, and then imagine they're going to be wanting to do improvement out there too with this, I believe it's HERF funding that they use. But that's what happened out there. So now Apache County's over there. You should meet with planning to adjust your 15-mile road maintenance, okay?